Hey guys, and welcome back to BeardYGO. So today we have got a special guest that is on our channel, a very good friend of mine, and we'll be taking a look at his deck that he piloted at a tournament a few weeks back, which is my favorite deck, Earth Machines, and he took it 5-0 to take the tournament, and yeah, let's get into the video. All right, how's it, Jerome? Welcome to the channel. It's been a while, and I think this is probably the first time that I've got you on the channel.
First time indeed, yes.
Great, great. So you guys, if you don't know, Jerome is my best friend, and he's living in Durban. I'm a Pretoria guy, and so he is actually the guy who basically took me under his wing years ago and showed me the way of the Earth machines. And yeah, so it's quite an honor basically for me to showcase this little deck profile. I can't really say it's
Joyful
little,
deck, eh?
can I? Um, but yeah, it's really good to have you on the channel, and I understand that you had a little tournament. It was about 3 weeks ago, and yeah, I just wanna get your thoughts on the tournament. What was the tournament's reasoning? Was just a casual locals, or what was it? I think you told me that the guy said that it was going to be a casual event, that you needed to take a casual deck or something like that.
Yeah. And then I just heard like a few deck names going around, and that's when I decided Rescue Ace was not going to do the job. I was going to
So
take that as a casual deck.
so your original idea was to take Rescue Ace.
That was the plan. I mean, it was casual, right? And
Okay,
then
and
I was
so
like,
what?
time to whip out the old dog, Earth Machine. Put the beating down, get that mat.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. Right, so let's get into the deck profile. So we'll feature the main deck first over here. And
Sure.
I see that you are running a 60 card variant.
It's big banana power, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so what was your idea behind going for a 60 card over a 40 card or closer to 40 card version?
So the realistic um, opinion there is that I actually haven't had time to update the deck now recently. And I was playing 60 cards now for a good couple of months, and I've been having a good amount of fun. It's a lot of power, sheer force, massive gas. And my board is not end on knuckle and pass. Please don't insult me like that.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a lot.
we remember the days of Earth Machines, Knuckle and Pass, and yeah, those
Yeah,
days
I
are
think
long gone, I think, especially with the introduction of the Vernisols as well as Regulus. You know,
I think
we've
players
developed and evolved the deck to a point at what it is now.
absolutely. You need to end on actually a board now. The board is quite devastating. So
Hundreds.
we'll
Right,
get into that
so
as we go along.
let's have a look here. We've got 3 copies of Metal Cruncher and 3 copies of Fortress, 1 Gear Frame, 1 Enclasp, a Ruin Force, and a Citadel. So the reason behind the 1 Gear Frame, what's the reason behind that? Because I see that there's a lot of people who are maxing out on Gear Frame.
Three. Honestly speaking, I didn't have the space. And then secondly, also like I can search it off of the machine spell card. So for me, it's not really an issue. It's more like if I have it, I have it. I don't want to clog. If I'm going to be playing three, maybe I draw into two.
Yeah.
It might be a little cloggy. So I decided one was enough. It's enough to get my combo going. It is searchable. That's all I need. It gives me the variation of actually playing the Machina engine to its fullest.
All right, cool. And then so you opted to go rather for a triple cruncher than
Yes, for
the
consistency.
gear frame.
So so for me, the Cruncher gives me a nice little selection of earth machines specifically. And that's all I need actually. I mean, Crunchers a lot of the times are great bait. So you
Yeah,
start with a Cruncher, and they're probably going to try and Ash or Imperm, which is actually what happened in the tournament, especially early on in the tournament. And then I would have crazy extenders to just proceed and push through.
yeah.
No problem.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then speaking of extenders, you also decided to max out on the fortress.
Yeah, Fortress is an interesting one. It really loosens up your plays. It makes your deck a lot more versatile to many more plays, rank 9 plays, and etc. etc. So it gives me that access to the slicer, which we'll talk about later on. It just loosens up my hand quite a bit, putting certain things in my grave that I want there. It's a beautiful extender. All in all, just it's the oiling of the deck almost, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I mean, let's not forget that not only is it a good extender, allows you to go into different routes of the deck, but it's got two really brilliant effects that people don't actually pick up on,
Oh
and
yeah,
they
definitely.
they don't think that Fortress is that good, but I mean, if it's destroyed by battle, then you get to um, pop a card on the field. If it's targeted by an effect, then you get to rip a card from the opponent's hand, and that's quite devastating. And a lot of people don't think about it,
Yeah,
or
pick up on that.
they don't
Or
think that they need to play around a fortress. They just think, oh, it's just another quick body that you can bring out. There's a lot of times you'll find that fortress helps you to break boards before you even start your combo.
oh yeah, definitely. Especially Fortress in tangent with Citadel. Beautiful combination.
Great. So speaking of the big boys, we've got the one Ruin Force. You decided to play that. Obviously, the Unclasper is there specifically for that Ruin Force dump as well,
Or
and
Citadel,
or
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 even
or
Fortress.
the Citadel, yeah. And
Yeah.
so yeah, Ruin Force and Citadel. How did those do for you?
So very interesting. Both kind of were like MVPs, part of my MVP list for that tournament. Okay. For those of you who don't know, it was 5 rounds. Okay.
Okay, 5 round tournament.
Um,
That's pretty
five
pretty
round tournament.
decent.
Yeah. Yeah. Very solid tournament. Good showing. And Ruin Force as well as Citadel both came in clutch. They were working really hard. Ruin Force just helped me to secure when I was essentially going first after round one and or round two or whatever. And if I think that my opponent is going to side in like an evenly matched, something like that, or if I think that they're maining it, then Ruin Force is one of the cards that I end on along with the rest of my board. Because for those of you who don't know, Ruin Force in the battle phase actually is an Omni Negate and takes half my opponent's life. So it's phenomenal in that sense.
Yeah, that's another thing that people they don't remember of Ruin Force. They just know that okay, Ruin Force, once
Huge.
once it gets popped, can just get you like float into more bodies, or
Yeah,
it's a non once per turn just special summoning itself basically as long as you got the materials banished for it. But they forget about that battle phase effect where if the opponent were to activate something, then you can negate it, and then both of your life points will get halved.
exactly.
So it's a really good option and good choice for keeping that on board because Evenly is one of the most impactful cards in the current metagame.
Yeah, and then obviously when time was getting nearer, then Ruin Force would act as a basically level 10 where you can go into the Gustav Max, detach one, burn for 2000.
Yeah,
You've got the game. Bye bye.
hundreds. Right, so we've covered Citadel as well. We got the
Yeah,
3 copies of Redeployment and the 1 copy of Overdrive rounding out your Machina package. So Redeployment, top searcher in the deck,
best best spell in the deck, I would say,
best spell in the
hands
deck.
down.
Okay.
Madness, absolute craziness. If your opponent lets that slide, it's game over. Just gonna put it up
Awesome,
there.
awesome. And then you decided, even though you're playing the 60 card, you're still going to run the one copy of Overdrive.
Overdrive is just a good utility card. If you get into it, that's great. If you don't, that's fine. There's ways of searching it as well. Also, there's ways of dumping it that you'll see later on in the deck.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool. Moving on to your Infinite Track package, we have got the 3 copies of Harvester, obviously main starter for that theme. And
One of
then,
my favorite cards in my deck, honestly. Harvester is just an absolute killer.
yeah, I mean, the level modulation as well, you
That's
know.
crazy. Crazy.
So then we got the 3 copies of Dozer, which is obviously the card that
That children are
it
afraid of.
wasn't released with it wasn't released with the Infinite Track archetype initially. And
Yes.
then once
It's a
Dozer
blessing.
was printed, then the deck actually took life, and we basically got the Earth Machine deck as we know it.
Yeah.
So then we've also got the one Trencher and the one Tunneler. Those are standard, and then you also opted to run the 3 copies of Heavy Forward.
Yeah.
Right. So your reasonings behind your
The
ratios
ratios.
here is
Okay,
basically just
so
the 3 of, so you can max out on consistency and
absolutely.
getting
And
that
Dozer,
guarantee off of the cruncher, or what?
yeah, guarantee of the cruncher. I've noticed a lot of players are playing one dozer and not playing the cruncher, and that's fine. That's fine. They're playing a very small Earth Machine package. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I just wanted to I wanted to be able to extend past whatever negate my opponent would have on the field.
Mm,
And Dozer is a phenomenal extender.
yeah.
So is the header forward. And it just so happens that Harvester is essentially probably the best starter in the deck. Just because of its level modulation, it's absolutely broken. To make those rank nines, those Zeus's, hard making Zeus, Harvester is insanity. So if
Awesome,
you're not
awesome.
playing that at three,
Yeah, don't know what you're doing.
yeah,
All right, so then we've got your train package. You got the copy of Dairy Crane and Bullet Train, and those are obviously your extenders, your recoverability, and a little bit of interruption as well.
so funny enough, so besides for the Harvester being another VIP for the deck, Dairy Crane put in massive work in the tournament. Once again, outclassing itself, putting on an extra disruption with the Dora, being under the Dora. Um, so for those of you who don't know, my end board would basically be it's not going to be Zeus, right? It's going to be the double-headed Anger Knuckle, Dora on the field with Derek Crane attached, and then I'll have the Citadel on the field in defense, and I'll also have the Regulus on the field.
Yeah.
So that's a standard board. It's it's at least 3 disruptions, at least.
Okay.
That's my general setup.
And you say three interruptions is enough.
It is because I won the whole tournament and I went completely undefeated. So yeah, it's enough.
Awesome, awesome. Right, so then we got the one copy of Regulus, and
Yep. It's also another VIP, just by the way. Standard board setup, Regulus, and also Harvester can level manipulate Regulus, make it level 10, both of them, and you can actually OTK like that as well to make a rank 10.
yeah.
No problem. Phenomenal.
Then you're also running the Flying Pegasus, I see.
Flying Pegasus is a very unique card, especially since I run the field spell for the trains.
Yeah, I see
Okay.
the switchyard is there, as well as the Therion field spell as well, the Disc Coliseum.
Yeah. And not only that, but also in tangent with the Vernisols, that Foolish Burial's a card.
Yeah,
So if you've got
the Awakening Forest.
yeah, so if you've got the Awakening Forests and you've got let's say like a Flying Pegasus in your hand, you can release both to the grave, dump let's say like Derek Crane, and you've got a free rank 10 with Derek Crane attached.
Awesome,
So
awesome.
that's just one line of play. I mean, the yeah, the card is just phenomenal. I mean, you can use it to bring back a level 5 Earth Machine from your grave,
And
and then
then
you can
go into a
overlay
river.
Riverstorm, go
Nice.
into Riverstorm.
Yeah.
So,
It's very
you
very
know,
versatile as well.
you can reborn a level 4, go into the rank 4 play. Um, it's just got so much utility, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
It's insane. Yeah.
So obviously your build is the Planet Pathfinder build. So rounding off your machines, you got your one box, you know, MVP of every Earth machine deck, and
One box, and just back to the Planet
the
Pathfinder
Pathfinder,
aspect.
yeah.
Um, besides for Harvester being the best starter, Pathfinder, best card in the deck. People are shocked to realize that it's not a once per turn effect.
Yeah.
It gives me so much resource searching my 2 field spells in the first turn.
Awesome. So moving on to your Earth Fairy package, you got three of the Missing Seedlings, the Vernisols package, as well as the what's it, the Flourishing Hills, three Awakening Forests, one
Yep.
Flowing Mountains, and then the the Rabbit, which I can't remember exactly what that
Yeah,
one's
yeah.
name is. You know,
So
it's the most irrelevant one, but like a lot of people are not playing it, um, and I feel that it's something that you can actually or should actually play because it's a very easy way for you to, if you opening box, for example, to trigger that box in that same turn instead of your end phase with a bullet train. So
yeah,
it's
because
good to
opening
see
box
that you are running that.
sucks. Yeah, opening box sucks. I mean, you're able to easily get out the little bunny, so that
Yeah,
gets you your box back, and then you got everything that you need. So it's
yeah,
nice. It's a good extender in any way. It's a monster reborn. Why not?
exactly. And I see you're
You,
running 11 Vernisols. So a lot of people have been running like maybe 3 or 5 Vernisols.
mm,
Is your package
my package scarce.
it's just gas. So it's just there because it's to fill a 60 card, or is it there to see one of them and be able to, you know, just
Definitely to see them
bait
because they
or
are
push through.
push through. It's to see them. It's phenomenal extenders that are very powerful cards in Earth machines.
Definitely the
Phenomenal.
best Earth support that any Earth deck has gotten in a very long time.
Absolutely. And it gives my deck the gas that other people just are shocked at. I know that when I start going off my combo,
Yeah,
people's eyes just stretch. They're like, "What is this?" You know, it's a lot of gas to deal with, and it helps me push through a lot of disruption
yeah.
and still create a very powerful board. So it's scary, very scary.
Okay, awesome. So then we are coming to the last section of the deck, which is like your miscellaneous stuff. So we've already covered the Switchyard and the Disc Coliseum. But here we've got the 3 copies of Foolish Burial Goods.
Yeah, that's another starter for me, just by the way.
Yeah, because followed by that, we got 2 copies of Clockwork Knight.
Exactly. Clockwork Knight for me was another VIP card just to get an extra push, an extra gas, an extra extender. So Clockwork Knight for me was huge in my tournament. Um, phenomenal card. Not even for activation. I mean, yes, for activation would be great, right?
Yeah,
But I found myself using it for its search effect. So I'd foolish goods it in whichever way I could, and there's multiple ways, not just foolish goods itself.
yeah.
And from there, I just go on. So it's a phenomenal card.
Nice. And then we got the double urgent schedule, I see. So you decided to play 2 copies instead of 3?
Two, I mean, I'm always one for potential clogging, even in a 60 card deck. I feel like two is always functionable, even if you're
Yeah.
going first.
Okay.
You could get rid of your first one, set the second one, and always have another one to go off in your next turn or in your opponent's turn. So two is always functionable.
Yeah.
You know that for a fact. You just work with two, 100% phenomenal card. Fun fact: if let's say your opponent only has one monster on the field and you only have one monster, and you use the effect of Dozer in your hand to tribute a monster on the field, you can actually chain the effect of Urgent Schedule. Since the monster
Yeah,
is tributed first,
the tribute is cost for Dozer, which means your opponent
you can
has more than
special,
you.
which means your opponent has one more monster than you at that time. You can chain the effect of Urgent Schedule,
Yeah,
putting two bodies on the field, and then Dozer hits the field, and you just go rampant from there.
awesome. Then
And I did that, by the way. It
we've
happened.
got some we've got some utility cards here. Double Lightning Storm, double triple Tactics Talent, and the double Book of Eclipse.
Yeah, Eclipse came up. Um, not often, but yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
So
Overall, I'm
you
happy with
didn't
it.
see the talent or the Lightning Storm?
Funny enough, no, I didn't. I didn't see
Okay.
that, which is a little strange because I usually see it all the time in
Is
testing.
is there a
I think I
point
just ruled it out.
is there a point in any of your duels where you probably might have wanted to see one of them?
You-
Maybe
Funny enough,
just to make that line of play or that duel just that tad little bit easier.
no, I never thought myself lacking on any aspect of play when it came to utility cards in all of my duels. I wouldn't say
Okay,
it's luck
that's very
because it's just the
interesting.
way I structure. It's just
Yeah,
the way I structured the deck. The deck gives enough gas to really push through a lot,
yeah,
so you don't always need your utility cards. It's the utility cards are there more for like the difficulties, and I don't have any difficulties, honestly speaking. So
yeah.
that it is what it is. Yeah, it was just there.
Okay, and then the last card in your deck is the three copies of Evenly Matched. So just like everyone it seems, you are also maining three copies of Evenly.
Yeah, I'd like to send out a shout out to Katish playing Heroes in Durban. His disgusting hero build gave life once again to my Earth machines. Um, so maining evenly matched is an interesting one. It happened in the tournament. I did evenly match people. It was devastating for them. I had a good time with evenly matched. What can I say? Eh? Phenomenal card. Got me easy claps. Big, big ups to that card. Yes.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Is there anything in the main that you would have maybe liked to change, or do you think this is
I
it?
I love the deck for what it is right now. It's phenomenal. It's very powerful right now in this current meta for some weird reason. It works really well. Since tier elements got hit, I've been able to play the deck again. However, I would like to bring the deck down to like about 46 or so. If I can, maybe run a few more impactful cards. But
Okay.
I'll experiment a little more with that, see where it goes. But this deck so far is faultless. It's very consistent. Beautiful lines of play. Yeah, nothing but praise for it right now.
Awesome. Right, moving on to your extra deck.
Yep.
So it looks really standard. So it's basically your Zeus, your Lieb. You opted to run double Dora and double Gustav. I don't know if you got that from me from my FTK list where you just want to burn it all down.
It's just degenerate.
But yeah, we got the one Slicer, we got the one Phantom Fortress Enterblasner, which is also a really impactful card. And then we got the one Riverstormer, the one X, a Knuckle, Clifford Genius, Ballista, and then double Goliath. So tell me about your extra deck. What was really going on there? What was being pushed out the most?
you know,
And what's the MVP as well?
I couldn't believe it, to be honest, in this tournament, but um, I did not once go for leave and use leave for game, which is disgusting. The gas in the deck alone was enough to overpower the deck I was facing, which is shocking. Um, I would just OTK, just run over someone just because I could climb over them. It's shocking because usually Leave is the gamer.
Yeah.
Um, and it didn't do its job because I didn't bring it out for that purpose. I didn't have to. It's scary. Actually, if I'm looking at my extra deck right now, I would say that Earth Slicer was VIP, just crushing a board. Um, it was so easy,
Yeah.
just destroying everything that's relevant for my opponent and just OTKing them. Super Dora came in clutch. At times I had double Dora on field. That would be enough to secure an OTK.
Yeah.
Super Dora was phenomenal in all of my matches. Excellent card. Gustav Max was another one. It secured me a lot of victories. Um, Beautiful card, for us Earth Machine players like you and I.
Yeah, especially when you're going into time, eh?
Yep, yep, definitely into time.
Did you have any burns in time?
I did have some burns in time. Yes, as soon as they announced time, at that point I knew, okay, now I can just slow down, think about my plays properly, get to that Gustav Max burn, get it done. You know.
Yeah. Very
Um,
nice.
so T4 Genius came up in my last match, which by the way was against Dinos.
Okay.
Um, Negating my opponent's only monster on the field after I evenly matched him. Right. I summoned 2 Earth Machine monsters. He still didn't book me. At that point, I was like, okay, link into Genius. And then I proceeded basically to have another card on the field, and I targeted both his Conductor and my Genius, negating their effects. I extended. Eventually, I went into the Ballista, Ancient Gear Ballista. And guess what I did there?
Zeroed his attack.
I zeroed his Conductor's attack. Not that I needed to, but I was just flexing at this point. And then I just proceeded to just completely dismantle his Conductor. And yeah, his Conductor was nothing. There was nothing left of it.
Okay.
Obviously,
Very interesting.
I didn't go for the battle there, but definitely did some other shenanigans.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting little matchup. Funny enough, that was the only match where in Duel 1 I completely bricked.
Okay. That's quite interesting. So you go
I
five
was I was
five rounds in, and the last round,
Duel 1
first duel, is the only one that you
first
brick.
duel. Yeah, I completely bricked, and
What was your hand roughly?
oh, it was just like a whole bunch of extenders and absolutely no starter, zero starter at
Wow.
all. Um, and yeah, he basically took game 1 very easily.
Mm.
I tried to fight out of it, but then game 2 and 3, I saw my plays, and that's where I just went rampant,
Yeah.
and that's where I showed that Earth Machine is just a bigger bully deck than Dinos. Sorry, guys. That's a
Right.
fact.
So
That's fact.
now I understand that you went into this tournament without a side deck,
Yeah,
and
I basically didn't have time to prepare. I just picked up my deck. I ran to the tournament. So I had to borrow a side deck from one of my friends there. So thanks a lot. It wasn't a phenomenal side deck. Nothing really worth mentioning. Although I will say that skill drain did come in clutch in my side deck.
yeah. So what I think
That's about
what
it.
we discussed of what you can remember is that you basically were able to choose a couple of cards
Yeah.
to have as a side deck, and you chose triple skill drain, a Pancratops, a Harpy's Feather Duster, triple dimension shifter, and I think that's basically all you could really remember. So
Yeah,
like
I can't remember
eight
everything.
eight cards out of the 15, but the
Yeah.
the funny thing for me is the choice of choosing shifter when shifters really
Look,
really devastating to the Earth Machine strategy as well.
I know. Look. I didn't have much choice, to be honest, right? And I know that if I'm gonna be going second, all I need to put in is the work of an OTK. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm not creating plays. So for me, it was like, I'll take the risk. I'll play the shifter. I'll devastate my opponent if that's what's needed, or stop his turn entirely, and hopefully, and then I can just swing for game. It's as easy as that with Earth
Mm.
Machine.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's all I had to play with at the time because that's all I was given as an option for a side deck. I took it, never saw it, which is fine. I did see skill drain, I think, once, which is it worked out. It's fine, not a problem. Did I need my side at all? Honestly speaking, no. My main deck did all the work, pure gas,
Mm.
just walked over my opponents. Yeah,
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. It's always nice to see that a main deck on its own, basically carries
has the power.
everything. That you weren't put into a position really where you needed to use a side card, or
Yeah,
you. I mean, you are running a bunch of really impactful cards in the main. Your Lightning Storms, your Talents, your Book of Eclipse, and your Evenlies. So
yeah.
it's it's basically already geared up for that going second route anyway.
Already. That's how I created the deck. It's ready
Yeah.
for that. No problems. But please don't use the side deck as a staple. That's what I had to play with, unfortunately, but I won.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah, so
yeah,
tell
I don't
me
know if
tell
you
me
want to talk
quick,
about
let's
matches.
let's quickly go through your matches. We don't have a lot of time left. So
Sure.
yeah, let's see. What did he
Okay.
face? Round one.
Round one was against Trap Tricks. It was a Swift 2-0. Well, not Swift exactly, but Duel 1 took a bit of time. Duel 2, I just basically put in the damage, the burn damage, and that secured me the victory there, 2-0
Okay, nice,
against
nice.
Trap Tricks.
Round
And
two.
then round 2 was against Tier Elements. Um, so Duel 1, I completely wiped the floor with him. He thought I was just going to end on Knuckle and Pass. That's where I smile and say, okay, Knuckle and Pass, okay. And then I create my massive board, and the people are like, then you see the spit swallowing down the throat. Rule 2 he took because he ended on Winder with a whole bunch of other shenanigans, which is great. He set up a phenomenal board, couldn't break it because I couldn't extend through it because of Winder.
Yeah.
And then Duel 3, I took that one quite comfortably as well. So yeah, 2-1 overall against Tier Elements.
Yeah.
Took that.
Round three.
Round 3 was against Kathish, the legendary hero player. Um, Durban champion. Heroes. Took on Heroes, obviously, his best deck. Um, that was a phenomenal matchup. Very difficult as per usual. Um, he's the best hero player in South Africa. If you don't know Katish, check him out. Um, so I 2-1'd him. He came back duel 2. Duel 3, I burnt him for damage, and that was game. In duel I think it was duel 1. The first duel, I know he main decks evenly matched, same as me, so I ended on the Ruin Force there along with my full board
Yeah.
of Dora, Citadel, and King Regulus. I also had the Ruin Force on board as well, just to protect me from the evenly matched. So
Yeah.
that was phenomenal. Um, round 4, phenomenal. Usually auto lose for me, but I played against zombies.
Yeah,
Zombies.
zombies has got to be the most difficult matchup for Earth Machines ever.
For Earth
Like, just
Machine.
activate Zombie
Um,
World, Earth Machine just cries.
Yeah, I don't even know how I piloted through it, but I did. I piloted through it. I 2-0'd zombies. Um, yeah, I'm just very grateful I got through that easily. And it was
Yeah.
easy. I don't know how, but I did it, and I'm just grateful for that. Round 5 was against Dinos. Obviously, Duel 1, I lost because I bricked.
Yeah.
Duel 2 and 3, I just walked over him because I've got the bigger deck, to be honest.
That's
Sorry, guys.
what
Sorry,
she
Dino
said.
players.
That's
It's
what she
true.
said.
Mine's bigger than yours. Live with it.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
so
that's my
so
matchups.
that's
Yeah.
great. 5-0 Earth
Have
Machines,
an Earth
60
Machine.
card
60
blowout
card.
deck profile. This
Most powerful deck.
is really really cool, and
Most powerful deck. Don't forget that part.
most powerful deck of the day. Right. Thank you so much, Jerome. It was good having you on the channel. Good to hear your insights and what's going on through the mind of the Earth Machine player in South Africa.
I am
And
the Earth Machine player, ladies and
you
gentlemen.
you are
Mr.
the Earth Machine goat for our
Yeah,
country. And
yeah. People are they're usually like very scared when I start comboing. Like that look of fear and the shaking of the hands. You
yeah,
realize that like, oh, you're up against someone great.
yeah.
Get
Oh,
used to
it's
it.
it's okay. Don't worry. I think you and I should have a couple of duels on the channel, and then I can humble you again.
Oh, is that gonna happen? I wasn't talking about you, by the way, but I'm talking about that one.
But yeah, so thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And yeah, guys, if you are checking the channel and you're in Durban, or if Jerome comes through to Cape Town or Gauteng, you know,
May God be with you.
you know what to expect. So
May God be with you.
yeah, hopefully you guys can recognize him from the video as well. And yeah, really good guy, and really
Yeah.
really fun to duel, to be honest. You know, he's got a very interesting way of playing, very tactically, and it's
I've developed a lot through the years, that's for
it's
sure.
definitely something to witness. I remember when you came through, after working for a while. You were out of the country, and
Yeah. I was
then
full.
you came back, and you took Earth Machines, and you completely wiped everyone at locals. I think you were
I felt like
um
that was a normal thing. Whenever I came to Gauteng, I would just win every local. It's like it
yeah,
was like nothing.
it was a normal thing basically, but
Yeah.
it was interesting because you were basically,
I was rusty.
you were rusty. You were not playing for quite some time, and to still have
Yeah.
that muscle memory, that innate ability to play a game tactically.
Mm.
That's what's really really cool about you. So thank you so much again, and yeah, I'll probably see you on the channel again soon.
Yeah, it'll be great to see myself on the channel for the first time ever. Thanks for having
Awesome.
me.
No worries. Right, guys, thank you so much for watching BeardYGO. If you guys enjoyed this little segment and enjoyed the discussion aspect instead of just watching combos and stuff, then please do drop a like, a comment down below, and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It will go towards my goal of getting to 500 subs. I think I need like one more sub. One more sub, guys. That's all I need.
Let's go.
So yeah. But
You
anyway,
too.
thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.